How's it going today, guys? It is Cheerio here, and today we have a new series starting up called Should You Buy. The first game I got today is going to be Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. The game has been out for a couple days now, but there's definitely videos out there kind of saying how good the game is or how bad it might be, but I wanted to give it a few days to actually try it out, both solo and in co-op, and get a good grasp as to how the game actually plays, as opposed to playing it for 20 minutes and pushing out a video just for the fucking views. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands is the newest addition into the Ghost Recon series. That was kind of a given based on the title. That's not really anything anybody needed to know. It was a given. But it kind of ditches some elements of the Ghost Recon series, but also adds some new ones. For starters, we have an open world now. Think of this game as kind of like an militaristic style GTA, you know? You have your main objectives and you have your side missions, but you don't have any destinated or predetermined amount of time to complete these objectives. You can do them whenever you want. You can explore different parts of the map before even playing some of the missions or doing any of it at all. The map is huge. You can honestly go up forever. As you're probably seeing on the screen right now, me and my brother were playing last night, and we went up in a helicopter as high as we could go, and as far as you can see, it's mountains and terrain, and the amazing part is everything you see, you can go to. The map is huge, and we were basically in the middle of it, kind of at your starting hub area. But the map is huge, so basically whatever you can see in your draw distance, that you can go to that. There's really almost no limits for what you can go on. The map is very large. That's also good and bad because it's not always entirely populated with enemies. They kind of populate with enemies determining on how many people you have playing with you. But there's definitely a lot of times where to get to an objective, you're just driving, 4 kilometers at a time, and it's just kind of road against road, and you're not really getting into much action. So that can be definitely downfall, but the map is definitely huge. There's like, I think, 20 regions or so. In each of these regions, you have your objectives, and then you can kill kind of like the boss of that region per se. And the whole objective of the game is you're in Bolivia, and you're trying to take down this drug cartel headed by El Sueño. He's kind of a badass looking dude, he's got tattoos everywhere across on his face and all that, and he is the leader of this organization, and you're just trying to take them down. So it's a very militaristic style thing. It's not just running around, you're getting revenge. No, this is military based, which I really love. The customization in this game kind of leaves a lot to be desired, and I'm talking about your character. We'll get into guns in a minute, but your character, for your face and your hair, you kind of don't have too many options. You get maybe like 9 or 11 options for both of those. The face doesn't really matter too much. You really don't get a lot in terms of hair. But then again, most of the time, my character at least, and everyone I've played with, wears a hat, so it doesn't really matter. But you definitely have a lot of options for, your pants and your shirt and your vest and all that. And each of these little items has their own camo presets that you can put on. So there's a lot of, while there may not be a lot of depth in terms of the amount of items you can put on, the camos you can put on each of these items and the style of them definitely kind of makes up for that. I really like that because, they got a pair of jeans, but maybe you don't want to have blue jeans, so they can go to black or they can go to white. You can have like cargo pants, but they can go to black, or they can be like a digital camo or a tan khaki color, or a desert camo. So it's definitely cool with that. You can definitely customize a lot more than you would think. You get your boots, your gloves, sunglasses, headwear, accessories, tattoos. All of that stuff is customizable, and I actually really like that about the game. It kind of just gives you that own little personalization feel. A lot of games are doing that now, where you can customize your character and customize all this and that, and it can either make or break a game, because you have something like Call of Duty where they just add it all into supply drops and it's really shitty. But then you have something like this where there isn't a ton of options, but it definitely lets you personalize your character, and I really do like that about the game. But sometimes there isn't a lot of options. But your gun definitely has a ton of options. There is a lot of guns in this game. I haven't counted them all up, and there's just a lot in each section, from your assault rifle, shotgun, sniper, pistol, all of that type of stuff. And you can customize virtually every part of your guns. There's the gunsmith, where you can go in and change the camo of each individual part, from the trigger to your scope, the barrel, stock, muzzle. All of that is customizable. There's different little unlocks. Your suppressor usually becomes default. You can get like a long barrel, a muzzle brake, different scopes, so you don't just have iron sights. You have something like a holographic, an ACOG. Your clips can be added on. You got to find those around the map. I'll get to that in a minute. You can have like extended mags. You can adjust your trigger so it can either go from auto to semi or auto to burst fire. You can definitely customize a ton with your weapons, and I love that about the game. There's a ton of weapons in the game. It's a lot of fun, And let's go back to what I was saying before about unlocking things like that. There's objectives over the map that you can find that will give you skill points, because there is a skill tree, kind of like Skyrim and all that. But there's also weapon caches you can find, where you can find new weapons, or you can find parts to current weapons. So you, like the other day, I found an extended magazine for my pistol, a different stock for my SMG, a different scope for my sniper. All this stuff is scattered around the map. There's different areas you can go to where you can basically talk to an informant, and you can get the location of certain different things. You have a couple choices, but I usually go with the weapon parts and all those skill point type stuff, because that's really definitely useful. So that's how you can go and get your new attachments, everything. It's not like locked behind a paywall where it's like, oh, open a supply drop and all that. No, it's definitely, you go out and find it. The map is huge, so it's going to take some time to get everything you want, but that's also like very good about the game. Is I'm a few hours in. I've probably played maybe 4 hours total so far, and I've only taken down one region, one boss of the region, and there's still more I can do in that region. So there's a lot of playability in this game. You can definitely play for a very long time and still not technically get everything done. And I'm really enjoying the game right now. Sometimes the controls do feel a little bit wonky, especially the driving. The driving isn't that great. The dirt bike and motorbike, those are kind of cool, but when you're driving a car, it doesn't feel as good as it could. They definitely could have improved how you're driving and handling all that, considering this game centers around that a lot. You have a lot of driving to do. If you're walking to every destination, you're going to be playing a while. Back into the combat, it has a third person over the head shoulder. That's usually what you're playing in, is third person. But once you get into gunfights and you're getting engagements, you can either be first person or third person with that. When you go ADS, you can click the right thumbstick. I'm an Xbox player. You can click the right thumbstick, and it can go from either over the shoulder to a first person point of view. That definitely helps you with certain engagements, because sometimes you want to see around a corner, but your first person view doesn't let you. The third person will help. You can also switch the orientation in which your guy's holding the gun, whether he's right-handed or left-handed, which will definitely give you some different advantages depending on what type of cover you're using and all of that type of stuff. So that's really cool. The game does focus a lot on your stealth-based kills. Like I said, most of your weapons do come equipped with a suppressor right at the start. You have your drone, your binoculars, all these things that can spot people, and they definitely kind of want you to be stealthy with it. But you're allowed to go in guns a-blazing. They definitely give you plenty of options and plenty of routes to choose depending on what you want to do in this game. I definitely would recommend playing it on a higher difficulty level. I'm on the second hardest difficulty right now. That's what I'm playing on, because I like that challenge, and if you really want it to feel like a Ghost Recon game, that's what you should definitely be playing on, is one of the harder difficulties. And being that it is a Ghost Recon game, the whole premise is that you're a ghost, so you aren't really a noticeable person, you know, you were never there type thing. So it definitely wants you to focus on that stealth stuff, but you don't always have to be doing that. All in all, I really do enjoy this game at the moment. There's a lot of goods, but some negatives as well, you know, that driving and whatnot. The world may be too big for some people, because there's not always a lot to do. You're driving a long time, but I'm definitely really enjoying this game. It's a different change of pace from what I've been playing, which is mainly your first-person multiplayer shooters. This is open world. It's military style, which I really love. I love that military feeling in games, and I feel like we don't get that enough. So I'm really enjoying Ghost Recon. Like I said, it doesn't always feel like a typical Ghost Recon game, but if you can get that out of your head and you can play it and enjoy it for what it is, it's a very enjoyable game. Overall, I would definitely recommend this game. If you're into shooters and whatnot and you really don't mind, you know, doing a lot of traveling, this game is best played with your friends and whatnot, obviously. You can play solo, but it's definitely better if you have a squad with you. That's when it's a lot of fun, you know. You can roll around tactically, or you can have a lot of fun with it and, you know, just kind of fuck around and whatnot. It's a very fun game. I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely going to be playing it for a long time more. They're actually adding some DLC. There's going to be a 4v4 multiplayer type thing. So they're definitely adding stuff to the game. It's not just, you know, here's the release, goodbye, we don't care anymore. Thanks, Ubisoft. Like, no, it's going to be... they kind of got the season pass along with it. I didn't buy that. I just bought the standard edition, just putting that out there. But they're definitely going to keep updating the game, which most people do anyways now. So I would like to thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something about this game. I hope the gameplay helped and whatnot. I try to sync it up accordingly. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Cheerio, mates!